Federal Liberal MPs Phil Thompson and Jess Collins have formally requested a spill of the leadership of the party. Liberal Party Whip Aaron Violi confirmed he received a request to hold a party room meeting after 4 Liberal MPs resigned from Sussan Ley's front bench. Last night, Angus Taylor resigned as Shadow Defence Minister in what was widely seen as a precursor to a challenge. Political lead David Speers is at Parliament House and he joins me now. A very good morning to you, Spearsy. When exactly will this meeting take place?
It's a good question, Kath. It's a very good question. The ball is now in Sussan Ley's court. When a party room meeting will be held, we still don't know. There's Senate estimates on here today which chews up the Senate members of the Liberal Party through the day with their official commitments, why they're actually meant to be here in Parliament. So that complicates the timing. You could wait until later this afternoon for a meeting or tomorrow morning, perhaps early tomorrow morning for a party room meeting. You do have to give enough notice. A reasonable notice is the official term for everyone to have a chance to be there to vote on who should be their leader. So we still don't know when a party room meeting will take place. That's really going to be up to Sussan Ley to decide, but the request has now gone to Sussan Ley formally from 2 MPs, as you mentioned, Phil Thompson and Senator Jess Collins. They spoke just in the last half hour after delivering this letter to Sussan Ley and the party whip Aaron Violi.
Well, this morning, myself and Jess Collins presented ourselves to the Leader of the Opposition. I handed my resignation from the Shadow Ministry, and we also gave a letter to call on an urgent party room meeting to resolve the leadership.
So that formalises the request for the party room meeting to then spill the leadership. The vote would have to be to actually spill the leadership. You need a majority of the 51 members, so 26, to agree that there should be a spill. Then what follows is a vote on, if that's successful, a vote on the leadership, whether it should be Angus Taylor or Sussan Ley. So this morning we've seen a bunch of more junior members of the Shadow Ministry tendering their resignations. None of them are a surprise. These are Angus Taylor supporters. Claire Chandler, Matt O'Sullivan, Phil Thompson, you just saw there as well. We are expecting more and perhaps more senior members of the Shadow Ministry who are supporting Angus Taylor to follow suit. This is all about trying to build that momentum, convince the party that this is inevitable. They should get behind Angus Taylor. This is the strategy from here.
Well, we heard from Phil Thompson there saying, you know, no more whispers. It was very much anticipated. It was just an if, not when. What has the reaction been, the immediate reaction been?
So, look, the party is very quickly being divided into these 2 camps, and now very publicly we're hearing the 2 camps make their case. Those still backing Sussan Ley, and they're largely the moderate wing of the party, who are arguing this morning she has just not been given a fair go. They can't dispute the reality of what the polls are saying, the disastrous position that the party is in. I mean, Angus Taylor was right last night to point to, you know, this is the worst point the party has faced since its formation back in 1944. So they can't deny that, but they can say, look, she hasn't been given a fair go. If we unite, give her clear air, things will turn around from here. On the other side, you've got the Angus Taylor camp saying this is just untenable. We can't continue in this situation. We'll be wiped out. This is existential for the party. Here's a taste of what we heard this morning from the 2 sides of this debate.
If it ends up being that, has been undercooked. I think it's been unprepared or ill-prepared. I think Sussan has the numbers. I think that the majority of the party room believe that Sussan hasn't been given a fair go, and they want to give her that opportunity to succeed.
I think we are going in the wrong direction. We need a very credible set of policies. We need to show that we can fight for the Australian people, hold this terrible government to account every single day, and that's why I am hoping that Angus Taylor will be our leader, hopefully within the next couple of days.
So seemingly, Spearsy, this is going to happen quite quickly. We know that people are shoring up on either side of the campaign. I mean, just how challenging is this going to be if Sussan Ley remains in power, or if indeed Angus Taylor does? Because we know that they're losing numbers to One Nation. They've also lost those to the Teals within the city suburbs.
Can Angus Taylor, if he is successful, turn this around for the Liberal Party? Can he turn this around? Because you're right, it's that drift of votes away to One Nation, which has been extraordinary over recent months, really since the election last year. And what we've seen over 2 elections, the Liberals being wiped out in urban Australia, losing all those seats to the Teals and Labor as well. So what's the answer here? That's really not clear. And whether Angus Taylor can lift the performance, unite the party, do all these things to win back support on the left and the right is really unknown. We do know so that he's not going to be running a ticket, as in having a named deputy candidate to run with him, as he did after the election with Jacinta Nampijinpa-Price. But Jane Hume, who's a moderate, but has long been supporting Angus Taylor, is being talked about as a deputy candidate that Taylor backers are going to support, even if it's not a formal ticket. The other one comment I just wanted to highlight for you, Catherine, Tim Wilson, this question of does someone come through the middle here if, the party's disillusioned with both Sussan Ley and Angus Taylor, doesn't think either are much chop. Tim Wilson has said this morning, quote, "I'm looking for a leader with a clear track record of turning impossible situations into victories." Not missed by any of his colleagues the fact that Tim Wilson is the only Liberal to have won back one of those teal seats in Goldstein. So perhaps indicating there that the Liberal Party should look for someone who could do that again.
I think expect anything over the next 24 to 48 hours. David Speers, thank you.
Thanks, Catherine.